we hatched 14 mystery breed chicken eggs. Now take a look at them on the screen. The colours are pretty epic, but I have no idea what breeds they'll be. How many hatched? You have to wait and see. We also brought a second-hand Wendy house, kids playhouse off Facebook Marketplace for £20, and we turned it into a brilliant, epic DIY chicken run and chicken coop. Stay tuned and see what it all looks like. So here we are. It all started with this mystery batch of chicken eggs. As you can see, they all come well wrapped in tissue paper. Pretty impressed with that, to be fair. Now these cost me about £39 off eBay. They were sent through the post. However, they got delayed, which I was incredibly worried about, because that within itself reduces the rate of fertility or chances of them hatching. Now allegedly, these have all been tested with a rare earth magnet, whatever the hell that is. However, allegedly 80 to 90% of them will hatch, and 80 to 90% of them will be females. Not so sure about that myself. We'll find out, I guess, in the months to come. So we set them out in this incubator. Now those of you who've been around for a while will know we've used this incubator before when we hatched our quails. So we started our journey, we left them in there for about a week or so, and then we started to candle them and see if there was any activity. I'll put a picture of that on screen now, and as you can see, this one is definitely fertile. Now most of them we could see through, but some of the really dark ones we couldn't see a single thing through. We only had the candle light that comes on the incubator, and it was only a cheap incubator. However, it was successful with the quails, so we crossed our fingers and we hoped that it worked for this. So we set them up in there and we put them at a temperature of 37.5 degrees Celsius. Now they stayed at that temperature for 18 days. That's the crucial part. Our incubator turns them round automatically, so we didn't have to worry about that. And for the first 18 days we kept our humidity at about 55%. Now that's crucial. We left it at that for 18. I also put a Govee hygrometer in there as well, just to double check that the incubator was right, and it was pretty much spot on. Now it's crucial we leave that there till day 18. So on to day 18 it goes into lockdown, and that basically means you remove the turning plate, so they'll no longer be turned. They're in their settled position, and the chicks should hopefully be in the position that they will be when they hatch. We also then increased the humidity to between 65 and 75%, and we leave them there and we hope and we pray. And then we had to go away to London for a day, which was annoying because it was on the day that was hatch day. So I set up a security camera to watch them. Now have a look at this. This is some of the footage that we had, and the chicks had started to pip, which means they're just breaking the surface of the shell, which means they're hopefully imminently going to hatch. And have a look at this one. They did indeed hatch. Over the next 2 days, our chicks hatched. It wasn't without one fatality. Now, those of you a bit squeamish, look away. This one was born, it just didn't develop properly. Egg sac on the outside. We left it in the incubator to hopefully let it consume that. And it did, but it just didn't last. So how many do we end up with? Have a look. That's right, 10 beautiful chicks. Now we've got the chicks, what did we do? We set up our brooder and we put them in the front room, obviously. Where else are you going to put them? Kept them with their little heat plate that they sit under. However, they grew and grew and grew, so I had to start thinking about their coop. And you can see in the background, that's their coop. I'll show you that properly in a bit. Now my wife found a Wendy house on Facebook Marketplace for just £20. It was already dismantled, and we got the father-in-law in again with his van to come and collect it. They brought it home, and then a week or two later we started to make it. Now the brilliant thing about these Wendy houses is when the wife kicks me out of the house, I can come and live in this. What a lovely place to live. Maybe not. So today was the big move-in day. The chicks are 5.5 weeks old. It's pretty mild out there, so we've put them in. This is their second night. Now, I'll quickly show you what the Wendy house looks like now. You saw what it looked like before, so have a look what we did to it. So that is what the Wendy house looks like now. Doesn't look too much different. We replaced the felt roof. We put a gutter on it to send water down over there. It's rained incredibly hard recently here. We then put mesh on the windows. Now, it's important we had to cover up the holes, so the vents have got mesh inside. Let's have a quick look inside now. So the window's no longer open. We have put this lock on, and as you can see inside, we have meshed up there. We've put 2 roofs at different heights for them, and we've got their trays that they've been completely mullering already. Sneak peek of one of them. So we put the nesting, roosting bars at different heights, so they can go up there. It's important to always put your roosting bars above your nesting boxes. We haven't got the nesting boxes yet because they don't need them, because they're just try and poo in them. So you see the floor is an absolute mess at the moment. That's because they're still young. They haven't got used to roosting. Already though, night 2, and they have started roosting, so hopefully the rest will follow them. Let's have a look at the run that we built for them as well. So this is the run. It consists of 3 batus. We made this door for them with some catches and a nice lock. So that all opens nicely, and then you come into here. That is an old concrete lintel on that side, and there's one on this side too. Then we made a door that's got a little lock and filled the bottom with this soft chip for now. As you can hear, they're incredibly noisy. Got their waterers, which they've already filled with mud. Put some branches in for now, which we'll do more at some point. And then we added this corrugated roof all the way along the coop to keep them nice and dry. And then this side, we put shiplap up both sides. So this is a nice dry area. Put a big old feeder in there. They're still on chick crumb at the moment, because they're only 5.5 weeks old. Then if we look, you can see roof on top, another piece of guttering to catch all the water, save it splashing up. As you can see, the amount of rain we've had recently has already filled that up, and then clad all the way down the back. This is incredibly DIY and actually very cheap. The main things I've made sure is the mesh is small enough that we shouldn't get rats and mice in there, and it goes into the ground. It goes down under here. So we've done the mesh right down to the bottom to hopefully stop any foxes or animals climbing in. There will be other things to make it look a bit prettier as we go forward, and we've got to get some sort of name badge for our chicken coop, and I don't know what to call it. Comment down below whatever you think. Something quirky, something amusing, I don't know, something funny. But yeah, we'll have that there, because why wouldn't you do that? Any excuse to have a bit of fun. So actually, when you think that chicken coop there cost us £20, the coop, and then the actual run was a little bit more, maybe probably a couple of £100 all in total with the mesh. We had some of the mesh. The roofing, we only needed 2.5 sheets, and that's quite a big run. There'll be plenty for what we're keeping, because we're also going to hopefully build an area here that will allow them to free reign for a bit. Now, as you know, this is right next to our beautiful koi pond. Just look at this view. So not only when I'm inside can I see the pond now, I can see my chickens. Now the only thing which may annoy me at some point is it's right near my bedroom. Okay, I know you want to, so we'll have a quick look at our beautiful koi. See how they're all doing. They're all doing okay. We're still fighting a little bit of nitrite and ammonia issues, but it's getting better and better by the day. We still need to finish this off before the weather turns incredibly rubbish. As you can see, a little bit of blue sky, but absolutely monumental rain. That being said, now you remember we did that video where we went into the stream and I told you it gets much higher than that. Look how high it is at the moment. Much higher than it was before. And it's only going to get higher and higher. Okay, I know what you want to see. You want to see, what do 14 mystery eggs turn into? Well, I'll tell you what they've turned into. 10 mystery chickens. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the first one. Are you ready? Look at this beauty. Now this one, I think maybe a boy. Now, we've got 10 that hatch. Now, we can't keep any boys here, we just can't. But I have got someone who's going to rehome them for me on a farm, any boys. The ideal will be, ended up with 5 girls would be perfect. But I hope this does turn out to be a girl, but I think with this massive comb and these wattles, I don't think so. The feathers aren't giving it away just yet, and they're still quite young. I know. But comment down below, let me know what you think. Okay, now look at this one. Incredibly beautiful. Again, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, but I absolutely love this one. It's just incredibly beautiful. Crikey. All right, calm down. Oh my God. So, like I say, incredibly beautiful, well trained already. I just hope this one is a female, but it's got quite pointy tail feathers, But I love it. I hope this one is a girl. It's obviously clearly my friend now, so I'll put it down. We have 3 that are just plain white, still incredibly beautiful. Look at that. How could you not love that? Again, they are incredibly lovely. And because we've had them from young, what are you up to, fella? We've had them from so young. I don't know what it's doing. We've had them from so young, they don't mind being handled. That one's gone. Now, I don't know what's going on with this one's hair, but have a look at that. I call it hair, feathers. I love this one to pieces. I think it's so cool. And I really want this to be a hen, but I don't know whether it will. I don't know what breed it is. Again, if you know the breeds, comment down below. It'd be cool to find out. They're obviously some sort of hybrid. Okay, I'm confused of which ones I've shown you now. I don't know if we looked at this one, but another absolutely epic bird. Again, not sure on the sex, but they're already completely feathered and they're absolutely fine outside. Again, look at that tail. I don't know if that's a male or female, but I'm absolutely obsessed with them and I really love them. This one's one of my favourites, really cool. And then we've got this absolute beauty. Oh my God. Well, that was that one. Anyway, I'll show you a bit of a close-up from, we got to see most of them, but from 14 mystery eggs to 10 amazing, beautiful chickens. Now, we did lose one, and that is sad, but it's part and parcel of it. They were technically right about that 80 to 90% hatch rate. Are they right about that 80 to 90% hens? If that's the case, we should have 8 hens. We'll see. I'm not so sure myself. There's a couple of boisterous ones, and they get up to all sorts. I watch them chasing each other around. But with that being said, I think it's pretty cool, pretty epic. And they're members of our channel, new members of our family. Hopefully we get some eggs. The idea is we use the eggs, we eat them, and then the eggshells we can crush up and we can feed them to our isopods. And it'll just be a nice little sustainable way to have eggs. Now, with that being said, if you like this content, great, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification button, and anytime I post something, it'll go on there. Now there will be update video on this and everything on our channel, our fish, our reptiles, everything to come. We're so close to starting the garage reptile and fish room as well. Literally in the next week or so, there will be the first video, hopefully. I love filming this content. This is my life. This is everything I do and love. And there's so much more of it. There's the vegetables we grow. We've grown huge watermelons. I'm going to use some of that to feed some of our reptiles, our crested geckos, and I'm going to eat some of it as well. Apparently you can even feed koi carp, watermelon, not sure about that, but we'll give it a try. I just like to mix it up a little bit, and I'm having great fun doing it. So I hope you're enjoying it too, guys. And that being said, I'll leave you with some more footage of these crazy little chickens, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.